I got a little overzealous in my shopping, and I ended up with a whole lot of blueberries that nobody will eat. So, or at least not right away. So I decided to make some blueberry oatmeal crumble bars. So I start with I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I have a 10 by 10 square cake pan that I've lined with foil and sprayed with cooking oil. And then in this bowl I have 2 cups of flour. This is double the recipe because I have that many blueberries. If you were going to make just a single, I would use an 8 by 8 instead of a 10 by 10. So I have 2 cups of flour, a cup and a half of old-fashioned oats. Not quick oats. You have to use old-fashioned. The quick oats will make it turn watery. I'm going to stir that together. And then I have a cup of sugar. I have half of a cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and half of a teaspoon of salt. And we'll whisk all of that together before adding our wet ingredients. So one of the fun things about this recipe is the top and the bottom are basically the same thing. And I'll show you how that works in just a second. So all of that is mixed together. Now I'm going to add a cup of melted butter. Stir that together. And lastly, we're going to add 2 egg yolks. And now is the time where the whisk will not work any longer and I need to use my hands to mix it all together, which is why I have my gloves on. So I'm just going to mix it all together so there's no more dry clumps of flour. And there we go. So it looks like wet sand right now. I'm going to take 2 cups of it out, and we're going to use that for the topping later. In the meantime, we're going to take what's left in the bowl, pour it straight into our 10 by 10 pan. And then I'm just going to push it down until it covers the entire bottom of the pan. Just like that. Now, we're going to work on the blueberry filling. I have 4 cups of blueberries, rinsed, ready to go. I have half of a cup of white sugar, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm going to toss all that together. Once again, just using my hands because it's easy. And then I have 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. And this is going to bind it all together. And once that's done, we are going to pour it right on to that oatmeal cookie-like thing we made earlier. and spread it out. See how easy? Now our last step before we pop this in the oven, we gotta make the top. So remember that 2 cups we took out of the crust? We are going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to it and turn it into a crumble. And then where we pressed it all in on the bottom, we are going to do the exact opposite on the top. And we are just going to sprinkle it along. And this is our blueberry crumble. We are now going to put this in the oven. It needs to bake for about 40 to 45 minutes, just until that top turns a nice golden brown color. So our blueberry oatmeal crumble took 42 minutes, but it's a perfect golden brown. And now we're going to let this cool overnight. Then we'll pop the tin foil out and cut them into squares.